Morning folks, and greetings from the allotment and from the hens. I had to take a chance yesterday with them because we were all at the Melbourne show. Unfortunately I forgot the camcorder, but never mind. From the remarks I think you enjoyed what I did do. But anyway, what I did, because I was away for 24 hours, I added a whole bucket of water, 2-gallon bucket of water in the corner for them. I made sure both drinkers were full and I absolutely filled the feeder. So it's going to be interesting to see now just what they drank, what they ate, and how many eggs we've got. Morning folks! Eat gates! Oh, that one's empty. Good God! They've ate all the food. I'll have to go and get a bag out of the car in a minute. There's 5 eggs. Need a bit of a clean. Let's go and see what else we've got. Well folks, I reckon somebody must have, they must have gave them a feed, because we've only got 7 eggs and I was expecting maybe about 14 eggs, so somebody's obviously fed them for me and they've helped themselves to the eggs, which I've said they could do. Isn't that, babies? Let's go and have a look, see what's in here. Might just have enough food in here. Keep you going until this afternoon. Yeah? Careful, babies. It'll be easier if I fill this up out here. I've got a whole sack in the car, folks. I try and always keep a sack for in emergency, so what I'm going to have to do is replace that one. So I always like to have 2 in place, but then I like to have some emergency rations like I've got here. They've eaten all that yesterday, so they've had more than enough to eat. So this will keep them going until this afternoon, and then I'll fill it up. And well, I won't fill it up. I'll fill it up to about there, and that keeps them going for 24 hours. miss me? Hey, do you want some treats now? You want some treats? Let's just put this away for the moment. Yeah, look at you. You know, don't you? You missed me yesterday. Did you miss me? You didn't have a treat yesterday, so you can have a little extra today. You get into the bag. Oh, we got one, two. That's it. That was easy, wasn't it, folks? Got all 9 of them back in. Clean out and feed, big feed this afternoon. At least they're not going to... Oh, I know what I've got to do. I've got to fill up. Got to go and get some water for them. Anyway, that's what's needed for a quick visit, and then main visit of the day. Nice clean out of the coop. More bedding, fresh water. They've still... I'm going to fill it up. You have to fill it up really twice a day if you can. Unless you've got emergency ration. One of those stone, I don't know what you call them, but something out of stone, in that way you can fill it up with water's better because it's heavy. But obviously this putting the plastic bin in the corners, they haven't tipped it over, so it's there for them. So yeah, we're going to fill up and hopefully this afternoon get on with a bit more sowing, and not sowing, transplanting. And get on with a bit of weeding, etc. But as I say, as things stand, I do not know how from one day or 1 minute to the next how my mum's going to be. She sends her thanks to everyone who's been asking about her and that. She's getting her strength a bit back in her legs, and she's not having so many accidents as far as toilets go. Her only problem really now is breathing. She's struggling to breathe, not enough oxygen, or it's too sticky in that. Mainly at night time. So we've got occupational therapists coming in this week. So hopefully they'll be able to sort something out. Okay then, thanks for watching. Well folks, I'm kind of dreading opening this because I'd forgotten about the plants yesterday. But as you can see, everything survived without the tunnel being open or anything being watered yesterday, although it is all looking rather dry. So before I pop along this morning, I'm going to give everything in here a real good soak before the heat comes down. Now the other thing I wanted to quickly show you is the potatoes. Now this one potato you're looking at here is the for the potato challenge at this allotment. We're all given a potato. We have to pick one out of a bag, and it's the one who gets the most crop of potatoes. So there's mine from a single plant, that is. And then we've got our pilot. You can see some coming through there, some in here, nothing in there. This one, and look at that. I've written on the it's all come off. I'm going to have to write again. I can see our pilot goes up to there, and I can just make out Picasso, my second earlies, start from here and go along here. These are Sappho Kiffy, Sarpo Kiffy, I think it's Sarpo Kiffy. This one, folks, now that's not faded, has it? Sarpo Mira, the experiment, for my little experiment, the little challenge thing what I run in. So you can see that they're growing lovely. I don't think I've shown you what, did I show? I don't know if I showed you. Oh God, look at all the weeds how they've shot up. I think that's going to be my main job this afternoon before I do anything. You can see I've planted up these beds here with perennials. We had some heavy rain last night, thunderstorms, so it gave everywhere a real good soaking. So thankfully it didn't need to do much in the way of watering. Broad beans over here, and all the bins down here have got potatoes in as well. Those 3 beds there have got potatoes in. Oh, and look how many rhubarb's growing. This is the Livingstone. This is meant to give you rhubarb for 10 months of the year. So those 2 are growing nicely. And the onions seem to have shot up a bit. Gooseberry bush is looking good. But yeah, I'm going to have to bring the strimmer up. I'm going to have to do something about the weeds along the path. Everywhere's looking beautiful. It's looking fresh. And just look how the strawberry plants have grown now. Look at them all. I don't know what they're like in the tunnel. Let's have a quick peep, shall we? Oh, have a quick peep. Yeah. Those are grown. There's the red cabbages that I'd put in. But the strawberries are looking... Look how the weeds... I only just weeded this last week. But the strawberries are half grown. It looks as though these are going to give us some this year. Be a bit later. But I'm fairly confident that we'll get some. I wonder what the ones are like outside. Well, this bed here, they always grow better, but whether that's because those plants are older, I'm not sure. You can see lots of weeds, so it's weeding for this afternoon. That's going to be the job. Yeah, they're all doing well now. I'm quite pleased about that. So that's it, folks. That's the morning update. So catch you later.
Right, this afternoon I'm doing a bit more apple crossing, and what I've got here, if Julie can sort of zoom in on this is some apple pollen. This was gathered from a tree some way away, and I put some of it into this little paper envelope to keep it dry. I always use paper envelopes for pollen so it doesn't go mouldy.
Okay.
It's important when you're doing pollinating that all your kit is in a more or less windproof container, which you can see down there, because the last thing you want is a gust of wind blowing all your pollen away. So what I'm going to do, this is a variety called George's Red. It was discovered about 10 years ago in Essex, a very ancient tree. No one quite knows what its name is, but the chap that found it was called George, and it was from a village called Roundbush in Essex. And the special thing about this is that it's a red-fleshed apple, and I'm crossing this with Brayburn, which is Julie's tree. And if Julie would like to come a little bit closer, I'll show you how we do the actual crossing. We did a video of this last year. I'm having to crack on rather more quickly than normal because the cold weather has kept a lot of the blossom back, and now all of the different blossoms are ripening in quick succession, much faster than normal. Okay. They're all sort of being compressed into a small time scale. So I've done 300 already this morning. Right, now this is a little cluster, as you can see, with a flower in the middle and then 5 buds around the outside. So what I usually do is I take the middle one out so I can see what I'm working with.
Okay.
And Then what I do is, these are some special scissors, as you can see, with a sort of a moon shape cut out of the two blades, and this enables me to take this part of the flower off. Now you can see this part of the flower contains the pollen sacs. Can you see those?
Yeah, it's alright, the light's playing tricks with my eyes, folks. So
yeah, it's a bit difficult to see
I think I've got the angle right now.
Okay, so there we have the pollen sacs. So I'm taking those off, so this cannot be self-pollinated anymore.
Okay.
And you can see I've taken the petals away,
Yeah.
so that flower there, the remains of it, will not attract any insects or bees.
Oh yeah.
And I'm going to, the ones that have already opened, I can't use those. They may have been pollinated already. So the only other one I can use in this cluster is this one, you see.
I see.
And we call that the balloon stage.
Right. And this is a special tool you've made yourself, is it, Nigel?
Well,
can
actually,
you buy them?
No, you can't buy these. You have to buy some scissors of the appropriate size and file that out with a Swiss file.
Okay.
Now you see the second one I've attempted to do, the centre of the flower is dead, presumably because we had a bit of rain last night and that one is just withered.
Right.
So that
That's because
can't
it's
be
gone
done.
a bit dark.
Yeah, that's right. It's just like when you...
A bit like a strawberry when it
yeah.
catches by the frost.
That's right, yeah. I'll leave another apple to develop on there. I'm saving the petals and the pollen sacs because I'm using Braeburn pollen on some other crosses.
Okay.
Right, let's do another little cluster. Let's try this one.
For those of you who've been watching our videos last year, folks, we are going to be continuing doing them again this year because every year is different, isn't it, Nigel?
Oh yes, the qualities of the different apples are different each year.
So the apple tasting, I believe we'll be doing possibly a few more than last year.
Yeah,
last year we had 72 apples that we...
yeah, we've got one or two new varieties. But the tastes do go up and down from year to year. Now you see this little cluster has worked a bit better. I've actually managed to do 4 there, look. Can I put my hand behind it? There we go. So I've done 4.
Let me zoom out. Sorry folks, sorry about this folks. Ah, there we are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So those little bits of flower there, they're the female part and they're called the stigmas. And they're sticky at the end.
Okay.
So what I'm now going to do is to apply some pollen using a glass rod.
Yeah, you'll have to excuse the filming today, folks. It's the sun that is so bright, and with the shadows, it's kind of, I can't see what's happening on the screen.
Yeah.
So I might be zooming in initially at the wrong spot.
Right, let's go to that little cluster. Here we are.
Here.
Here it is. Right, so you can see the pollen on my glass rod. Look.
Yeah, yeah.
See it there. And I'm just going to. The ends of the stigmas are very sticky, and can you see now the pollen is sticking on there? It's a pale yellow powder.
Yeah.
Occasionally you come across an apple variety where the pollen won't stick, and these are the varieties that tend to be. They call them shy fruiting. They don't have very high yields very often.
Okay.
But another thing that can cause the pollen not to stick is cold weather or not enough humidity or other things. But that looks as though it's going to be okay.
Okay. Now folks. Right, thank you, Nigel. Right, so that looks... And you're doing quite a few of these, aren't you, on my tree?
Yes, I've done about 80 so far. I did 40 yesterday.
Yeah.
And I've done about 40 today. It's important when you do the pollination, you do it in batches. You mustn't do, say, 300 on the same tree on the same day.
Okay.
Because if it's in a frost pocket,
yeah,
you'll lose all 300 if the weather
yeah.
goes wrong.
And I suppose the rain can have an effect
It
as well.
can, yeah. So it's best to do, say, 30 or 40 now, and then 30 or 40 tomorrow, and 30 or 40
Okay.
the day after.
Yeah.
And then they'll be affected by the weather in different ways, and some of them may survive.
All right, then.
That's how you sort of optimise your probabilities.
Great, so it's going to be interesting to see how this goes.
Yeah.
Right. Okay then, thanks for that, Nigel.
Jerry.
Good evening all. I thought we might as well just let you see what's happening with the flowers on the fruit trees. And what you're looking at the moment is our Lord Lambourne at home. If you remember right, in the early, I think was it in December or January? I think it was December, just before Christmas, we pruned this back. And as you can see now, folks, Nigel's done a great job of it. There's lots of flowers on it. Let me come around the back here. You can get a better, it's not all out yet in flower. See, there's some here which are still to come, but then you can see that you've got other ones like this. There's a closer look. Obviously the lighting's getting a bit poorer now, folks, but apple blossom is one beautiful thing to look at. So you can see that there is lots of flower already out, lots to come out, but take a look over here. This is another apple tree. We're not sure what it is. We lost the label, but it had some lovely apples last year. And just look at that. Now if you think that's got a lot on, now you can't see this next tree properly, but just look at that. And you can just see some flower poking down here. Let's see if we can get round at the back of the plum tree there, so you can get a better idea. Let's just, we'll come round here. Now you're not very often, folks, you're going to see an apple tree with so much flower as that's got on it. That's the other side. I hope you can see that okay. Goes up to there. Absolutely fantastic. I followed the advice what Nigel gave me, and I pruned that all the trees back, including the pear tree, what you're seeing in the corner here. Now that's obviously been out in flower and it's all finished now. Now it's still a bit early to see what's taken, what hasn't, so we're going to give it another week or so and then I'll do a follow-up video. But it's looking very promising, and certainly the ones at the allotment are. So there you are, folks. So and the plum tree, well, I can't get through on the other side of this fence, folks. I have my doubts that we're going to be having a good year with plums. I don't think it's going to happen because it was out in flower when we had the cold spell with the frost, and I suspect a lot of it will have been killed off. But let's hope, fingers crossed. Again, we'll know in a week or two's time when the things start to grow, and we'll know whether any have taken or not. Okay then, folks, thanks for watching.